I am Dr. W.B. Gundule from Kamala Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are going to discuss the absorption spectra of hexa-echo titanium complex and also hexa-echo copper complex D1 and D9 system. And already we have discussed about the John Taylor effect and the absorption spectra, and that is important to selection rule, Laporte selection rule and the spin selection rule. And now on the basis of that we are going to discuss the details about the electronic spectra or the absorption spectra of the two complexes of copper and the titanium. So the today's topic is the absorption spectra of octahedral complex of titanium and the copper. And here we are going to see the details about the hexa-echo titanium complex, that is in terms of position, intensity and the width of the spectrum and also the symmetry of the band. And here, as we know, the what is the absorption spectra of titanium, and here as in this complex of hexa-echo titanium 3 plus is the simplest example of D1 octahedral complex, because in case of titanium titanium is in a oxidation state 3. So now after loss of the electron, only one electron is left in the D1 orbital, that is d orbital. Therefore it is the case of D1 octahedral complex, and in the free gaseous metal ion d orbital are degenerate, and hence there will be no spectra from DD transition when the complex is formed. The electrostatic field from the ligand split the d orbital into two groups, and T2g and Eg are the two set of orbitals, and the splitting diagram of d orbital is shown here. That is this is the splitting diagram for the T2g having lower and the Eg having higher in case of octahedral, and this is the energy level diagram for the octahedral field. This is the barycenter, and the electron present in here is shown the negative 0.4 delta O, because as the energy decreases and here energy increases, therefore it is a plus. So 0.6 delta O and here 0.4 delta O, and here this is Eg have lower and T2g have lower and Eg have higher energy. So this is the splitting diagram. When ligand approaches toward the metal ion, then the d orbital get degenerate d orbital of the metal split up into two set, that is T2g set and Eg set. And now here in this complex the oxidation state of titanium is +3. So the d orbital of titanium contains single electron, that is D1. In the ground state of single electron occupy the lowest T2g level, and only one transition is possible to the Eg level. Therefore the absorption spectrum of titanium shows only one band, and which is at 20,000 centimeter inverse, or we can say that hexa-echo titanium complex is an octahedral complex with only one electron in the d subshell of the central metal ion, and it is also expected to be present in the T2g set of orbital. It is a purple colored complex with the absorption spectrum observed at 20,000 centimeter inverse. And so from this spectra is shown here in the next slide. Only one transition is possible. So this is the absorption spectra of this complex, and here in this complex this is the maxima is shown, and which is at the 20,000 centimeter inverse, or in case of nanometer 500 nanometer wavelength. So this is the absorption spectra, shows the broad peak for this complex, and from this spectra we obtain four information about the position of band, about the intensity of the band, width of the band and symmetry of the band. So one by one we are going to discuss the important feature of this absorption band of this titanium complex. So important features are here, and number one is the position of the band, and in case of position of band, absorption band appears at about 400 nanometer or 20,000 centimeter inverse. This wavelength corresponds to the energy of 240 kilojoule per mole, and this value is comparable to the separation of T2g and Ag orbital. It is clearly shows that band is obtained by the transition of d electron from T2g to Eg. It is shown that this transition is also known as the DD transition. So here only one electron is there in a d orbital, so it is in a T2g because having lower energy, and this electron now absorbs some amount of energy, and this is shifted to the higher energy orbital Eg set. And here after shifting, this is in excited state, the electron is in a T2g. After excitation, the electron is in a EG set. So here the electronic excitation in the complex is shown, and this is the only one transition, and this transition is known as DD transition. So because of the only one d electron single band is obtained, this type of transition is known as the DD transition. Also sometimes it is known as ligand field transition. So this transition is shown in this figure, that is electronic excitation. Another information, that is number 2. So important point here, number 1 is position, and position of the band is at 500 nanometer or 20,000 centimeter inverse. Second important point from the figure is that intensity of the band, and it is observed that intensity is very low, and it can be seen that intensity of the band is very low as with the molar absorptivity only about 5, and it is very low value. In many other systems the value is much higher, as that is 1000 or more than 1000. The reason for this is that the transition from T2G to EG in octahedral complex is forbidden. This is the reason. It means not allowed by Laporte selection rule. According to this rule, the transition of electron from one centrosymmetric set of orbital to other centrosymmetric set of orbital is forbidden. Therefore, this is having very low. This transition is from T2G to EG in octahedral complex is forbidden, and it can be seen that both T2G as well as EG set of have center of symmetry. Such transition should not be take place, because both are symmetry, have a center of symmetry, and therefore transition should not take place. In that case, there should be a zero intensity. However, a small intensity indicates that orbitals are not perfectly centrosymmetric. This may be due to the partial mixing of EG set of orbital EG set of metal and the ligands. If such mixing takes place, the first postulate of CFT, that is the bond between metal and ligand is purely electrostatic, does not hold good, and therefore this is the limitation, one of the limitation of the crystal field theory. So intensity of the band is very low in this case of the complex. And the third important point is width of the band. And from the spectrum it can be noticed that the wide band is seen instead of the sharp single line. This is due to the fact that each electronic excitation is accompanied by the number of vibrational excitation and de-excitation, and because of this vibrational excitation, due to these vibrational changes, a broad band is observed instead of a sharp single line. And so this is the third important information we get from the spectrum, that is width of the band, and it is a broad band is observed because of the there is a vibrational changes, and because of that, instead of getting single line, we get a broad width of the band. And fourth important point is the symmetry of the band. And even if the vibrational changes accompanying electronic transition, it is expected that the peak should be symmetrical about the electronic transition energy. But in case of titanium complex, the peak is not symmetrical. However, it is combination of two peaks, and the observed spectrum is the resultant of the two. This nature of the band can be explained on the basis of John Taylor effect. In ground state, the configuration is a T2G1 EG0, and in the excited state, the configuration is T2G0 EG1. In ground state, T2G set is unsymmetrically filled, and in the excited state, EG set is also unsymmetrically filled. This gives the John Taylor distortion, and two sets of orbital further split up into 4 levels. The separation of T2G orbital is negligible, but due to the EG orbital is appreciable. As a result, we can say that two transitions are possible, and these transitions are shown in the figure, and these transitions are shown. These two transitions are shown here in this slide. And first transition is from dxy orbital to the dx2 y2 orbital, another dxy to the dz2 orbital, from T2G to EG. So these two possible transitions are shown in this slide, and we can say that it gives the two peaks overlapping on each other. This makes the peak unsymmetrical, and so these are the two possible excitation in the hexaecho titanium 3+ complex. And so this is the first complex, hexa-echo titanium, and spectra is there, and from this we get 4 information: position of signal, intensity of signal, width of the signal, and the symmetry of that band. And another complex is there, copper complex, that is the absorption spectra of hexa-echo copper 2 complex. And this complex is an octahedral complex with the copper having D9 configuration. And it is clear that in the presence of crystal field, the electronic configuration E will be T2G6EG3, because D9 system, so T2G6EG3. This configuration is similar to the D1 configuration in the sense that there is one hole in the EG orbital while other orbitals are filled. Because of EG3 there is a one hole, and therefore and other orbitals are filled. Therefore, according to the Hole formalism, it is a whole system and shows similar absorption spectra as that of the D1 system. If the electron excites from T2G to EG, it may be considered as an excitation of hole from EG to T2G. Therefore, it is expected that absorption spectrum show single line. However, a broad band formed by the combination of 3 overlapping bands is observed. The absorption maxima is at 1000, that is the 12,000 centimeter inverse, that is 833 nanometer in the aqueous solution, and the color of the complex is blue. And the formation of 3 bands can be explained on the basis of John-Taylor effect. The EG orbitals are unsymmetrically filled, and so the extent of distortion is large. Therefore, 3 electronic transitions are possible, which are shown in the next slide, and the spectra is also shown, and the properties of the properties for this complex also explained in the same way as we explained in case of hexa-echo titanium 3+ complex. So the next slide which shows the absorption spectra of this here this is the absorption spectrum for this hexa-echo copper 2+ complex ion, and here here slide 2 maxima are there, but this is the main maxima. This is the maxima where wavelength is 883 nanometer or 12,000 centimeter inverse. So this is the maxima observed, and similar to the D1 system. This is the D9 for the copper, and similar to the D1 we get this maxima. And again this is also a broad band. A broad band is width is broad, and similar to that D1 system we can explain the spectra of this absorption spectrum of this copper complex. Now electronic excitations are there. 3 excitations are shown here. This is nu1, nu2 and nu3. So from different electronic excitation shown, and here Hole formulation from dx2y2 from EG to T2G, this transfer of electron take place, and therefore this is the we can say that Hole excitation. So 3 possible excitations are there in this case. Different excitations are there from lower to higher energy level. So these excitations from T2G to EG, so different 3 are there, and this is the absorption spectra, and detail about the position and the intensity. Again in this case also intensity is very low, and broad width of the band is also wide, and also symmetry of the band. So all these 4 points can be explained in the same way as we explained in case of the hexa-echo titanium complex. So in case of position of band, position is shown here at 883 nanometer, and the intensity of the band is very low, and third, width of the band is broad, wide band is there, and symmetry of the band in this case they show vibration because of the vibrational changes. Again in this case also accompanying electronic transition, and this peak is not a symmetrical, and it is the combination of 2 peaks. That 3 peaks observed spectrum is the resultant of these 3, and therefore this is the resultant of 3 excitation peaks which is shown here in this slide. So today we have discussed about the absorption spectra of the 2 octahedral complexes, hexa-echo titanium 3+ complex and hexa-echo copper 2+ complex. So in this case first complex is a D1 system, and second copper complex is a D9. So both the absorption spectra of both the complex can be explained in terms of position of the band, position, and after that the intensity of the band, width of the band, and the last is the symmetry of the band. So all these 4 points we can discuss in the similar way, because the D9 is also similar to the D1, and different types of electronic excitations are there, and we get the absorption peak, and that absorption peak can be explained in these 4 parts.